everyone and welcome along. So Crumble and I are back in the garden. Off you go, buddy. And I'm here to tell you that we're going to paint some of that gorgeous Nigella. Never film with a squeaky ball. We're going to film some of those gorgeous Nigella flowers that I saw at the flower garden. So grab your paints and let's get started. So here we have our beautiful Nigella flowers, beautiful blue and a white with a little purpley middle, and you get them in sort of varying degrees of these colours. So we're going to just have a go again at enjoying the flower and painting it quite expressively. So I'm going to begin with a bit of Cobalt blue deep, and maybe a little bit of Imperial Purple actually, just to get that slight indigo feel you get from the blue flower. And then I think Moonglow is going to be really good to convey the paler flowers. If you don't have Moonglow, it's a kind of, well, you can see the colour, it's that sort of slightly purpley tone, so maybe a bit of Paynes Grey, and then experiment with purple tones, brown tones, just to try and get that colour in there. So what I want to do is just sort of have a go. I think that's the best thing you can do, and we'll do it in a slightly sort of controlled, loose manner. So you see there's lots of layers of petals there with a bit of a point to them. I'm going to use my size 4 brush and I'm going to just have a go. So if you prefer, you can always paint yourself a central circle. I want to see if I can capture the sort of the beauty of the sort of flow of them, and then I'm going to take a little bit of Paynes Grey and just drop that in the middle there. And I'll try a Moonglow one. So using the point of the brush is a really good idea for these. So the pointed round brushes I use are my Winton Paper Co. Partnership with Pro Art, which you can get your hands on in my Etsy shop and my website shop. So my plan is to just sort of fill a page with these petal shapes, and then we'll be adding layers to them as well. And then they do, these lighter ones have their dark middle. It's a little bit more colourful. So I'm going to take some French ultramarine blue and some Imperial Purple and a bit of Paynes Grey and take a little bit of that in there as well. Try and keep your colours nice and diluted so that when we come to add in layers of petals, we can do that quite easily because the colours that we began with are nice and transparent. I want to make sure that I've got sort of gaps, a few gaps between my flowers, because we've also the amazing greenery that comes with the Nigella flower. And also notice that there's just that little bit of unpainted space in the middle of each of my flowers where possible. And I do that just to give the petals a little bit of definition. And it will just really help make the flower nice and recognisable. So not only do you have the lovely flowers, we've got these very distinctive stems with all the fronds and the little buds. So I'm going to take some green gold on my rigger brush, and these are still drying, and I'm just going to start to build up the stems with my rigger brush. Creating a lovely tangle of flowers. And then I'll add in a few more stems. And add in a little bud. And those tips of the petals are already starting to show, starting to crisp up and come away. And I'll just put a little bit of that darker colour just in the base there. And also, actually more sort of up in the ends of the petals there as well. And now I can just sort of have a bit of fun placing in the various fronds, and if I pick one off, you can see how each one coming away forks and grows more. So if I plate one off, I need to know that it forks, and then even more might come off of that one. I might paint some over the top, some underneath. I'm still going to paint in some more petals on my flowers as well. So we're just building up a lovely sort of sea of colour and shape. And the rigger brush is definitely the best brush to try this kind of technique with. Now I've filled up the page with a few more petals, I'm going to a few more leaves I did, and now I'm going to put a few more petals in. So I'm going to just take the same colour I was using before and just place it in a nice expressive manner. And this will crisp up really nicely. And make lovely Nigella flowers. So I'm not putting any more darkness in the centre of these ones because that's already been established really nicely. And also we need to try and leave something there that will mean we can paint in some of this green centre. As all of that dries, I'm taking Sap Green and adding in these lovely little sepals that are coming out from behind each petal. The rigger brush is perfect again for this kind of thing. And we're just building up the picture. Okay, and the last thing to do is to take a little bit of green gold, quite concentrated, and to just sort of do a few dashes in the centre of your Nigella flower, and if they're on the side, then a little bit of us unfurling upwards. And there you have a lovely page of loose watercolour Nigellas. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe to the channel. It's free, of course, and you'll never miss another video. See you next time.